am going to be before you long. Yeah, as you guys could see, y'all, this is I want to talk about season 2, episode 7 of One Piece live action. Let's jump right into it. Y'all, this episode was sad. She had me crying, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, it was sad. The writers did that. Oda and the writers, they did that. That was sad. I was like, got me pulling out my heartstrings and whatnot, y'all. But y'all, the episode actually begins. We're just gonna jump right into it. The episode begins with Sanji, Nami, and Luffy inquiring about Chopper and wanting to know who Chopper is and what Chopper is about. So Dr. Kureha proceeds to tell him a story about her friend. Dr. Hiriluk proceeds to tell her about this friend. So y'all, we're gonna go character by character. And it says y'all, Tony Chopper, y'all, who was named after Dr. Hiriluk. Chopper explains why he's so lonely, kind of desperate to help others, y'all. Chopper was rejected by both humans and reindeers after eating the human fruit. Okay, y'all gotta hear me talk about this, y'all. So, here's the thing about the human fruit. I feel like that's something only like animals or creatures or maybe inanimate objects, because I know a sword ate the elephant fruit. So animals could eat because, like I said, what would a human need to eat the human fruit for? To become, like an X-Men, a mutant? But I'm just about to say he kind of turned into an anthropomorphic animal eating the human fruit. He finally found love and acceptance through Dr. Hiriluk and wanted to save Dr. Hiriluk. Chopper unknowingly gives him a poisonous mushroom, believing that it was medicine. This moment defines Chopper forever. His dreams to become a doctor comes from guilt and love at the same time. He never wants to fail someone like that again. Y'all, so y'all basically, y'all, you see Chopper running. You actually see him in his human form running. He gets shot. He shrinks back down to Chopper. Little tiny little baby Chopper. And then y'all, we go through the episode, y'all, where he's loving on Dr. Hiriluk. Dr. Hiriluk, teaches him everything he knows, shows him the ropes, and all that stuff. And Chopper at the end ends up trying to go save him, and he morphs back into his human form. And Dalton kind of tells him, dear, you gotta go, because then he would have died all in vain, and he loves you. And so he does, and now he, carries everything with him about this man and, loves on him. Next, we have Dr. Hiriluk, which is one of the most important symbolic characters in One Piece. Hiriluk is not a great doctor in a traditional sense, and y'all, if I'm butchering the name, I butcher all people's names. I have the nerve to be a teacher butchering people's names, but he actually is terrible at medicine, but he represents something much deeper, his dream. He creates a Jolly Roger with cherry blossoms. His goal is to cure the sickness of the country's heart, not just the body's. His final speech, you guys, that a man dies when he's forgotten. This is one of the most important ideas in the entire series. Death is not physical. Dreams keep people alive. His sacrifice, even after being terminally ill, unintentionally poisoned by Chopper, and betrayal by a Wapol. He still smiles and shows death on his turn, protecting his dreams. He blows himself up, not in defeat, but in declaration that my dream will live through Chopper. So basically, y'all, we get him teaching him everything he knows, and he ends up perfecting what he wanted to perfect, but then Chopper wasn't there because he kicked Chopper out because he was dying of an incurable illness. And that's probably one of the things I'm pretty sure that drove him to create what he was creating. But he kicked Chopper out because he didn't want Chopper to see him die. He's like, I don't want him to see me die. He was like, he knows that would like destroy Chopper to actually watch him take his final breath. So he had to do certain things to make sure that Chopper wouldn't take his final breath. Like, that's why he had no problem drinking the mushroom that was poisonous, because he knew he was going to die in an hour, because once again, he did not want Chopper to see him take his final breath, which I can totally respect and understand, pushing people away. But how he did it, though, with like, no, go away. I'm like, I don't like that trope. I don't. I feel like you need to sit down and just explain to people what the heck is going on. Like, folks are old enough to know, hey, I don't want you around me because this is what's happening. But, I digress. Dr. Kureha, she's actually probably like my second favorite character. I love her. I would love if she was my doctor. I really would. Could she be my doctor? I want her to be my doctor. She'd be a great doctor. I love her for that. Dr. Kureha acts as the bridge between Hiriluk's dream and reality. She reveals the truth about the poisonous mushroom. She represents true medical skill, while Hiriluk represents hope and belief. After Hiriluk dies, she takes Chopper and trains him properly. Hiriluk ensures that Chopper doesn't just inherit the dream; he gains the ability to actually save life. She's teaching him actually how to be a doctor. Chopper, she actually does have medical skills, although people call her a witch. Which, like I said, back in those times, the witches kind of were the ones that went outside with the herbs, got everything, titration, all that to I learned that chemistry. All that to, help and do people. She was the one that kind of did last shot at Chopper because of the fact that she was so upset that he actually helped take him out the game. However, comma, she, realized what Dr. Hiriluk was trying to do. And, she kind of didn't respect it, but she ended up trying her best to save him. And it was his dying wish for her to take Chopper. So she took Chopper and taught him everything she knows. She was like, it's like you pulling on my heartstrings. Don't do that. We got King Wapol. King Wapol, y'all, represents corruption and selfish leadership. He hoards doctors for himself, leaves his people to suffer, sets a trap to execute Hiriluk. Wapol is the opposite of Hiriluk. Hiriluk gives everything for others, and Wapol takes everything for others. His return to drum is present, set up for the coming conflict. He once again, Oda's going to a devil's hell, and I'm going to explain to you why. Because the fact that you gave a fat person munch fruit, which means they can eat everything, anything, like he ain't already doing it. You so wrong or whatever that was, but that was funny though. I do like that trope in writing. And then we have Dalton, y'all. He shows moral courage. He refuses to kill Chopper and punishes and fired for showing compassion. He represents what the Drum Kingdom could call it Drum Kingdom without Warpole and place led on empathy and justice. Also, you guys, before I go through, y'all, we do get a scene where Usopp apologized to Zoro, which I would not have done because Zoro deserved that. And they're just trying, and we have King Vivi giving out gloves to Kiss, showing that she is truly the representation of royalty actually is. And then we have the cherry blossoms, you guys, which Dr. Hiriluk loves. Cherry blossoms are one of the most powerful scenes in the One Piece. They represent hope in a frozen, lifeless place. They symbolize healing beyond medicine. They are a visual form of Hiriluk's dreams. Even though Drum Island is a winter kingdom, Hiriluk believes you could bring spring to people's hearts. And yes, you guys, this was episode 7. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was sad. I cried. I ain't gonna cap. I cried in that. However, we have one more episode. I do not like the fact that we only have one more episode. I do feel like there should be 12 to 16 episodes. I don't know why we're doing this, but we are, y'all. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, come back. Your favorite uncle loves you always. There's nothing you can do about it. Bye.